Babe, as a life and business coach, I sent you a video so that you just analyze it and give me your thoughts. The guy said that why he didn't get the job is because of he didn't have a car. So I just want to know, do you think he didn't get the job is because he didn't have a car, and Abuja is one of those states that you need to package very well so for people to respect you and give you jobs up to millions of naira? Do you think that car was a factor for him not getting the job because this is not his first job? But from that video, he said he has lost up to three jobs because of the same packaging and all that. So, what do you think? And remember that he said he sold his car to invest in his business. So, I just want you to analyze it based on personal development and also business.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing that video with me. And I sympathize with him, for losing a contract. No businessman will want to go in for a bid and then walk out embarrassed or rejected, right? But that said, I doubt so much if the reason for why he didn't get the deal was because he didn't drive a car. No client with real issues, with real challenges that really want to buy will turn you back because you don't have a car. That doesn't make sense. Abuja, Lagos, America, or anywhere in the world. Okay. But sometimes we want to hide our own shortfalls to present something else. But there are three key things I took out from that. The first thing is the mindset he walked into the deal, into the negotiation room with, right? He took an employee mindset. You recall in the video, he was talking about, the client asking him, are you the person who will do this job? Or are you fronting for somebody else? That's a letdown, right? He didn't have the leadership charisma. That is one thing, sometimes you think you have made all the preparations, but there are little things that can take you off the deal. When you walk into a deal as a representative, then they will treat you as such. But if you go with the leadership charisma, because you know your onions, you've helped countless of businesses in the past, the reception will be different. That's one. Two, he didn't represent what the client was looking for.
What do you mean? He has been doing jobs. He was even recommended. So if he was recommended, that means he knew, he has sent his portfolios, everything. That means the client saw that he knows the job. So what was the client looking for? I think it's just the packaging thing.
Let me tell you again, it's not a car, all right? He didn't show competence in that transaction, right? Clients who really have challenges that they want you to resolve are looking out for something. So the key word here is every transaction is unique. Every transaction, just like every pregnancy, every deal, the mistake that business people make is thinking that every transaction is the same. That's a very bad mistake. This client need something unique, not like the person that recommended him. Of course, nobody want to repeat exactly the wedding of somebody else. There's always a personal touch. All right. So when you go into negotiation the next time, you need to find out, what does this client want? Can you deliver? If you can't deliver, you tell them that you can't deliver, or that you have capacity to bring together other vendors or people within your niche. Nobody says that it must be you. Of course, executing that job is not the only one that was going to do that. Maybe have some people that are helping him, people who were going to climb and put the reels and the different kind of things. So if you don't have the capacity to deliver, why don't you tell them that you have the network? Find out what your client wants, not what you have done for previous clients. All right, because every transaction is unique. But the second mistake is that he underestimated what is expected of him in that transaction. All right. He didn't show competence. He didn't show that he had what he was required. Forget previous jobs. Forget your excellence in the past. Good old days is not a good thing. Right? It will not help you when you have a particular client that is specific about a particular outcome. Rather than showcase your previous work, seek clarity. Ask the client, What exactly are you looking for? Or you can even push it back to the client and say, what do you think you need that I have not shown you capacity to do so that I can improve or I can get? Ask for that feedback and the client will help you. Right? And then number three, it is not about you. Every transaction that you get into as a business owner, it's not about you. It's not about the profit you make. One of the biggest mistakes he made is that he was thinking about 50 million. How much is 50 million, compared to other jobs that you get? How much is 50 million if you execute this particular client's job and then have amazing reviews? Videos flashing, cameras, everybody begin to be the talk of town, right? One of the mistakes that most businesses make, they think more about themselves than their client. Think about the profit than what the problem is. And that is why in our coaching sessions, one of the first things that we do is to help you clarify, right? You ask all the questions that job requires. Even if you're walking away, not landing yourself that job, all right? You would have gained insights. You would have, improved yourself. Another mistake is that we go too comfortable into deals because somebody referred you, because your uncle is the minister and all that. There are reviews. When it comes to wedding, my dear, there are a lot of parties that are interested. Okay, so first of all, your mindset going into negotiation. If you need to go with the charisma of a leader, confident, and then listen first before you answer. Two, you need to listen and understand what the client is saying. What specification is he talking about? And then three, it's not about you. It's about the client. What needs are they talking about? Listen and then think if you can provide the value. If you cannot, find a way. Be smart about it. Tell them that give me a day or two. Let me review the strategies and then get additional support, and we give you the best wedding you will never forget. Every client want the confidence that you are the right person to do the job. Of course, somebody executed that job, didn't they? Whether it went well or not. So, but the flip side is that certain clients, it's not all about the vendors right now or the business owner. People can also make mistakes. When you have a project, you need to talk with experts. First of all, clarify what you are looking for. You are telling somebody to do something for you, but you have something else in mind. Out with it. Know the exact outcome that you want before you engage somebody. So let's just say that what the gentleman was saying in the video was true. You lose the vendor who was going to deliver exactly what you want to somebody who will give you a shabby job. That's not smart. You are the one that will lose. You lose money, you lose integrity, you lose, face when the decoration or whatever they wanted to do for you goes south. Right? So I hope I've been able to share some insight on this. Now, these are just my personal opinion. I don't know exactly what transpired. Of course, the gentleman shared what he felt was a challenge. But whether you're in Abuja or in Lagos, car is not the reason why you're not getting the deal.